JT back with you, a guy I've been talking to for decades now. Shawne Merriman joins us. Good to see you, Shawne. Thanks for doing this.
Good to see you, man.
Give me the whole lights out story right now and what's going on. You built a hell of a brand, and it continues to grow.
Yeah, we just back in December we signed a deal with ESPN Latin America now, and it was great timing for us because obviously football's going to be big here in the States, but we talk about MMA and combat sports in general. It's global, and all the Latin American countries is massive for us. We got a lot of Latin American fighters, and also UFC going over to Paramount.
Right.
And their first fight on Paramount was insane.
How did that help you? Because I thought Dana nailed that there. The price point comes down to the fans.
Yeah.
What are you doing to help with the price point with your brand?
Yeah, for us, for one, we sent, I think, more fighters to the UFC. And I think we did have sent more fighters to the UFC last year than anybody else in the country.
Okay.
And then we actually had fighters on the card, too. So now, when they go out and they win, look good. We had a big fighter, I think, about several months ago, Ethan Ewan, who had a big showing on the at the UFC, and now we have more and more guys going. So for us, it's about distribution. Everything we're doing internally, our production is great, got great fighters, consistent events. I got a great team, but, you need more eyeballs. That's why the UFC is big as they are, because they left Fox and then got a massive deal with ESPN and got an even bigger deal with Paramount. But it comes down to distribution to be a scene.
What do you love about it as the business aspect of it as a businessman developing these deals? What's that like for you?
I think the streaming and media landscape is so much different now. Back when we first started,
yeah.
I mean, even now, one of the first radio roles that I did back in the mid 2000s, before things around Miami, that's Super Bowl. You had Detroit and all these other. So the media is different. You had traditional, either radio, you had TV, podcast. Now you got ways to send distribution and syndication everywhere. It doesn't live in just one platform now. So for us, it's like, okay, well. Traditionally you would just be with ESPN and that was the end-all be-all. But now you have streaming everywhere. Yeah,
it's amazing. Shawne Merriman's our guest. Raiders-Chargers. We roll up our sleeves. You and I have gone at it. Justin Herbert has got to play better in the postseason.
Yeah.
Mike McDaniel comes in. How does that change everything? Because I thought Jim Harbaugh wanted to run it too much. Am I crazy to say that? The principles of that running game, you have an elite quarterback who I feel has Elway-type Marino talent with his arm strength. Yeah. Is that the way to corral him?
I don't think it's necessarily just Jim Harbaugh. I think it was also Greg.
Yeah.
As well.
Sure.
And I don't mind the run-first mentality, because let me tell you about the when you have a run-first mentality, that resonates with the rest of the team, the mindset and how you play the game. If you come out and you're pass happy, it trickles down to think that we're more of a finesse, we're more passive aggressive. And when you have a run first mentality, but by the way, we can pass it, it opens up everything. And the problem is with Justin Herbert, and I think you're absolutely right, he got to win in the postseason. He's always going to have that dark cloud over him until he wins in the postseason. He can't get hit as much as he has. I mean, I don't care who you are. And I played against some of the best. And the time when I was with the Bills and we beat Tom Brady, I mean, we made him throw 4 interceptions. And so we were hitting him left and right. And some of the biggest games we won is because we were able to get to the quarterback. And that's the Chargers' biggest problem. It's not running the football. They had a great defense under Jesse Minter. They were getting Justin Herbert hit way too much, and you can't win that way.
Do you think that the Chargers need to go out and get more weapons on the outside, or do you like the development of those players and holding on to them?
I think that they need to find better ways to use Ladd McConkey. But I also think that you need and nothing against Keenan at this age, he's playing out of this world.
Right.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. He's an older guy. So you can't look for him to be your number one all the time. He has to be someone that is a possession guy to go out and get open and get you a first down and get the sticks moving. Not the guy that's going to burn you on the outside. They're missing that guy. And they had Mike Williams who was there, and they had some guys who can stretch the field. But you talk about Justin Herbert having a big arm. Well, where's it going to be used at if guys can't get open?
Right.
And so I think that having Mike McDaniels in the locker room and having him with his mentality, that explosive mentality he has, they're going to score a lot of points.
Shawne Merriman's our guest. So with the Raiders, reports are they're going to get Clint Kubiak.
Yeah.
So that's a guy in his 30s where everybody else is in their 60s. Pete Carroll was 73, didn't make it to 74 before he got let go. You've seen all this turnover, and you live in Vegas with the Raiders.
Yeah.
Do you feel like this is a stabilizing hire, that the Raiders can do something they haven't done in a long time?
I think it's it's one of the best hires they did in a minute. If it actually
Okay.
goes through, and I'll tell you why. Look at the way the NFL is going right now, the Jesse Minters of the world. And I'll tell you who started it was really Shawne McVay, having a young, energetic, relatable coach there that's less about leading and more about getting the most out of your guys. That's where everything is going. And I also think that there's going to be more defensive-minded head coaches with great offensive coordinators that's able to come in. You got to be able to put up points now. Back when I played, they running the ball 30-plus times, and even up till several years ago where the fullback still mattered and certain positions still mattered. Now you got to be able to throw the football. You got to be able to run to win games, but you got to be able to stretch the field and at least pose a threat to be able to throw the football down the field.
Wrapping it up, I know you got to go. With all the places you've lived in your life, San Diego, Buffalo, Los Angeles, why does Vegas work for you? You know me in Vegas. I'm all over town. We got a lot of business partners there. What do you love about the lifestyle in Southern Nevada?
It's you go to Vegas for what you want, right? Everybody comes to Vegas once, twice a year. All the flights I used to have to get on for my meetings to go to Florida, New York. I'm like, okay, when you coming to Vegas? So it saved me about 8 flights a year just living there, at least 8.
Isn't it great? Let me interrupt you that everybody wants to come meet you there and all the family wants to meet there. If I'm from the East Coast, going all the way to L.A., it feels like stopping in Vegas is easier for people before they go back. L.A. is like a vacation.
100%. And just what it offers. I mean, I'm normally I'm up at 5:30 every morning. I go to the gym 5-6 days a week. But you can wake up at 1 o'clock in the morning, like, I'm hungry. I'll go get something to eat somewhere. And that to me has been great. And also, too, just the opportunity because you come across, being in the world of sports and entertainment and combat sports and some of the other media stuff that I'm into, Vegas has been a great home for me.
When's your next card? What's the next big promotion?
Yeah, we're looking to get back on the schedule in April, and then we'll go every month.
Good.
After that to fulfill the multi-year deal we got with ESPN Latin America.
Congrats on everything.
Appreciate it, brother.
Thanks, Shawne.
Good
Be
to see you.
That's Shawne Merriman. Great to have him on. Appreciate it, brother.